Yo, what is going on to the 49er faithful out there? Hey, man, I know that we were supposed to start at 12, right? I'm so excited about this episode. I cannot wait until 12 o'clock. That's not possible, right? I've had Twitter feuds with Ryan Sakamoto. I've went back and forth with Grant. I've went back and forth, even with a Raiders fan, you guys. It's been bad for the last 24 hours, right? Not even 24, I'd say about 18. There's no other person I would rather have this conversation with than my buddy Grant Cohn. So let me go through the particulars, man. Press that like, press that subscribe, press that thumbs down. Even if you don't like it, I don't give a damn. Let me know how you feel. I want to know how you feel. You know what I'm saying? You have the right to voice your opinion. This is the show. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we are going to talk about this Jamal Adams thing. If you know me, I've said plenty of times, I really don't want him. We've seen some of the clownery and some of the buffoonery that he partaked in yesterday after getting traded. It kind of reminded me of Antonio Brown, right? Remember when AD was like, "Grandmama, they freed me." Like, come on, bro. Like, what the hell is going on? We don't want that in our locker room. I have a lot of statistics as to why. How we play our scheme compared to what the Jets or what Seattle does, what he does. You guys are going to be surprised. Yo, Tony, what's up, my guy, NJ9? Everybody out there, man, we love y'all, bro. You guys are going to be surprised. I have 15 guys. Is it 15 or 13? 15 guys who had better pass ratings and who allowed less receptions and had more interceptions. The only one guy that didn't have more interceptions but allowed less receptions is our guy, Jimmy Ward, and Jaquaski Tart. So with that being said, I'm going to bring my guy, Grant Cohn, in. What is going on with my guy, bro?
What's going on, Trey? I'm happy to be here. Excited to have this debate with you. And yes, we are going to debate this. It's going to get heated.
It's going to get heated, baby.
It's going to get heated.
Hey, right. I have to apologize to you, bro. I put you in the pinch this morning, right? Ryan Sakamoto is your guy. You know what I'm saying? I have to apologize, people. I apologize for calling Ryan out of his name. I should not have called him a coward. That's not something that you call another grown man, especially if you don't know them, right? And if you look at Ryan, he's a pretty big guy, kind of just like me. So, yeah.
He's a stand-up guy, too. You guys just have a difference of opinion. He's a stand-up guy.
Right. So I apologize to Ryan. I apologize to you for that, bro.
Appreciate it.
Let's jump right into the shit. Jamal Adams. He ended up becoming a Seattle Seahawk, right? And, I just I wanted to look through all of the statistics and prove my point as to why the 49ers made a good decision in not trading for this guy.
Okay.
The first one would be 2 firsts, a third, and Bradley McDougall. For all the people out there, this is another statistic I want to spit to you. Bradley McDougall, he had more tackles. Bradley McDougall, he had more interceptions. Bradley McDougall also allowed less receptions. Adams allowed 28 receptions last year. Bradley McDougall allowed 20 receptions, right? Forced fumbles. Adams had 1 more than Bradley McDougall. And, fumble recoveries, they both had the same. The only thing that Adams was better than Bradley McDougall in was sacks. He had 6.5. Bradley McDougall had 1. So they gave up a lot to get this guy. They gave up a tremendous amount, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about as to why the 49ers made a good decision. That's just one part of them making a bad decision because they gave up a whole hell of a lot, right? Yep. What do you think about how much they gave up, Grant? Like, how do you feel about that, bro?
Well, it's a lot. But the way I look at it from the Seahawks perspective is, first of all, they don't care about first-round picks. They've never built their team around first-round picks. And I'll put it this way. Name 3 first-round picks on their roster right now. Because I can't off the top. It's like Bruce Irvin. It's really, they don't do it that way. And it's partly because they're always picking in the late 20s anyway.
Right.
And that's hard to pick there. You're never going to get a player like, it's hard to get a player like Jamal Adams there. And they're just not good at drafting. I mean, they took Rashad Penny. They take bad players in the first round. So if they know that about themselves, trade 2 and get back a player like Adams that you're never going to get. I think he's the best player they've added since Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor 10 years ago. They haven't added a player like this in a long, long time. He kind of reminds me of when they added Marshawn Lynch. Right. Just a perfect fit for the identity of their team. Right. He instantly becomes the leader of the secondary, and the way that he plays fits in. It's a lot, but when you factor in that there may not even be a college football season, they're trying, but it's possible there'll be no games this year. We don't really know what's going to happen with the pandemic. And if that happens, then the draft in 2021 becomes ugly because you're basing your picks on tape from 2 and 3 years ago. So there's going to be a lot of busts and bad picks.
Right.
So maybe you're feeling like, well, I don't know even what the value of these picks are right now. And then finally, I think the Seahawks realize that their window shuts after this season.
It's over.
I think they know it.
It's over.
So I think they're going all in because with any team that has an expensive quarterback is really screwed in 2021 when the cap goes down. Because all these teams signed quarterbacks expecting that it would go up. He's going to be making $32 million in 2021.
I thought it was 37.
37 in 2022, and then 39 in 2023. Meaning it's over for them. And they know it. So they're going all in right now, and I respect that because they definitely got better now. And one more thing, it's not just about the cap. I think it's also about the Cardinals. The Cardinals might own this division in 2021 and 2022 because they're the one team in this division with a cheap quarterback. If Kyler Murray is as good as Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes and takes that kind of a leap, well, it's going to be tough to compete with them because they've also loaded up their – I don't think they're ready yet, but in a year they might be the team. So I understand the Seahawks being like, we got to make one more run right now or else it could be a while.
So I have to rebuttal that. This is
okay.
So with the first round picks, right? What does Seattle always do with their first round picks?
Trade down.
They trade down and they get a second or third.
They get more,
right?
And they get more. Yeah.
So they're not going to be able to do this that season. They're not going to be able to do that next season, right? Mm-hmm. So they're already screwed for 2 seasons. You're not going to be able to trade your first round asset and get a second or third round pick because that's really what it's worth. You get maybe a mid-level second, and you're going to get a low-level third, which you're still going to get some pretty good players. So they're screwed in that aspect, right? Then you also have to look at this. Jamal Adams, from what I've heard, is a very boisterous leader, right? That's not Russell Wilson's style. I hope you don't come into Seattle thinking that you're going to be this leader and you're going to be outspoken because they'll do your ass like Earl Thomas and they'll get you up out of there. You know what I mean? Also, what I have to say is he just doesn't seem to have the personality to be a leader. Like, for instance, yesterday, right? He said, I'm going to give my all to the 12. I'm going to be the best leader I can possibly be. I retweeted him and I said, Jamal, how are you going to be the best leader that you're possibly going to be when you just did an interview with the New York Daily News, throwing your general manager, your head coach, and the whole damn organization under the bus a couple of days before you're supposed to report to training camp? That's not good leadership ability to me, right? So Jamal's one of those guys who seems like he contradicts himself over and over again. You know what I mean? And I'm just happy he's up there. You know what I'm saying? More power to him. And we'll see what happens. But I think they screwed this up, bro.
The way I look at it,
they look like the Rams.
If there's one coach who can actually get the most out of players like Jamal Adams, it's Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll allows players like that to be who they are. And you just compared the Seahawks to the Rams. I see that because the parallel is the trade for Jalen Ramsey. And what I would say is the reason the Rams took a step back last year is not because of their draft picks. It is not because of Jalen Ramsey. It's because of Jared Goff. They're paying $30-something million a year to a quarterback who's not good. And they're screwed because of that. Yeah. The Seahawks are in a similar spot because they're paying too much for a quarterback, but they have Russell Wilson. He's the best or right up there. And he gives them a chance to win every game, even though they're really not that great of a team. They're in every single game. And usually if they win, it's close. But that's another reason I like Jamal Adams for this team. If you know you're in close games, he's the kind of playmaker, and I consider him a playmaker, 12 career sacks, 6 career forced fumbles in 3 seasons, that can swing a game with one play. And you want guys like that. Yeah. So to me, look, they may have screwed their future. I don't even think that they had a future. I don't think they did. And I'm not sure that the Niners do too. We can talk about them later because they have an expensive quarterback too. And this salary cap coming down just screws a lot of teams. And you have other teams that you were listing too. But if you know you're in win now mode, look, they got better. Right. They gave themselves a better chance to win the Super Bowl this season. And if they win it, they're not going to be complaining about the next 3 years. And I respect that about pro teams because as Herm Edwards almost said, you play to win the Super Bowl. You don't play to be 10-6 every year. You play to go for it. And I respect that the Rams went for it. The reason that they have fallen back is because they paid the wrong quarterback, period. Yeah. And they're always going to be affected by that.
Yeah. And I feel like what they did was they put a Band-Aid on a leaking vein, right? Like we already know or let's say an artery, right? They're bleeding out, right? They're going for the gusto because they're bleeding out.
Win now.
Look at this.
This is it. Yep.
Yeah, Ash Cash. I can't pronounce his last name. Excuse me, guys, but he put out a rating talking about the defensive lines of the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks.
Mm.
San Francisco 49ers was second in sack rating. You know what? You know what Seattle was? 30th.
No, I believe it. They had
Seattle,
a terrible
the
pass.
Seattle Seahawks, their starting defensive line has a combined 11 sacks and 72 pressures. You know how many pressures Nick Bosa had? 102.
102. Well, look. Jaron Reed.
Is he going to rush the passer? Is he going to block for Russell Wilson? Adams.
Well, Adams did have 6.5 sacks last year. So he actually had more sacks than Clowney. Jaron Reed had a terrific season. I think he had 10 sacks in 2018, but then he was suspended for the first 10 games and never really seemed like he was in shape last year. Jaron Reed.
Yeah, PEDs.
Yeah, it's PEDs. And then Bruce Irvin, who they drafted and then bounced around the league, actually had 8.5 sacks as a rotational rusher with the Panthers last year. They got him. He's not a game changer, but I still feel like they've improved. I think that's the most important thing. They know that they're going for one more shot. They know they're not going to be that good in 2021. They've given themselves a better chance to win the Super Bowl this season. I don't think they will, but I think they basically have as good of a chance or a better chance than the 49ers. So it's a pretty good chance. I do. Because look, the Seahawks, you can get caught up in looking at their D line or their offensive line and be like, they have a weakness here, they have a weakness there. But when you look at the totality of what they do, they're always in the game late, no matter who they're playing. Good team, bad team. They're usually in the game late because of their coach and their quarterback. So if that's their formula, now they have another guy who can really win games with
Grant,
plays.
We have to be realistic about this, bro. When Seattle was at their best, they had one of the best defensive lines and offensive lines in the game. They had Russell Okung, they had J.R. Sweezy, and when he was a Pro Bowler, let's be honest,
they do. And Russell Wilson was making like $400,000 a year. No, they had a serious team, and it's not like that anymore.
Right.
But I still think that before I had it Tampa, New Orleans, San Francisco, Seattle. Now I have it Tampa, New Orleans, Seattle, San Francisco. But those four teams are all in the same tier. They're all elite teams. Straight up elite teams.
We haven't even seen Tampa play. We know that Bruce Arians like to air the ball out. Brady can't air the ball out. I guarantee you Brady throws 15 interceptions this year. I guarantee you. Bro, he threw 30.
You're forgetting that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have Tom Moore, who is the senior offensive assistant, who is Peyton Manning's offensive coordinator. They're going to know how to handle Tom Brady. Problem.
What wide receiver do they have that's a yards after catch guy? Meaning I can catch the ball and make you miss.
Chris Godwin.
One.
Okay, well, we don't need to. Okay, anyway, we're talking about the Seahawks.
All right, yeah.
Let's just focus, instead of talking about if they're screwed for the future, because I think we both agree that they have no future. This is it for them.
Right.
What we need to discuss is how much better did this trade really make them?
Okay, so I'm going to run through some statistics, right? So I was having a discussion with my buddy Tony from MBN, and I think it was my buddy Breezy from MBN. Mm-hmm. And I said that if I'm going to trade 2 first-round picks for a safety, it's going to be a Minkah Fitzpatrick. Mm-hmm. Somebody who's a ball hawk, who gives us a different dynamic, who can play the slot, who can play corner, who can play free safety, who can play strong safety, right? Mm-hmm. That guy is not a good coverage guy. Let me tell you why Jamal Adams is not a good coverage guy. I went and I looked at all of the safeties and qualifying safeties I have. And these are just the guys that I wrote down, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 guys who allowed less receptions and had better ratings in coverage than Jamal Adams. So let me read them out to you, right? Because I think people are going to be, highly surprised. So Anthony Harris, he allowed 11 receptions.
Hell of a player.
Adams allowed 28, right?
Who? Sorry, I was talking about
Jamal Adams allowed 28.
28, okay.
Justin Simmons, 25.
Okay.
Devin McCourty, 14. No, actually, that's a
great player.
My bad. Earl Thomas, 5. And we torched Earl Thomas.
Well, he's a free safety, but yeah.
Right. Minkah Fitzpatrick, 15. Harrison Smith, 18. Kevin Byard, 24. Eddie Jackson, 23. Marcus Williams from the Saints. We made him look stupid. Do you know he only allowed 11 receptions last year? I think half of those came against San Francisco. Jimmy Ward, 13.
Okay.
Jaquaski Tart, 13. And he missed 3 games, but that's still 15 receptions less. You can't tell me that Jaquaski Tart was going to allow 15 receptions in those 3 games. It's not going to happen. Xavier Woods, 19. Derwin James, 14. And then we have Quandre Diggs, 4.
Quandre Diggs is a good player. Quandre Diggs is a good player.
Yeah, so you're telling me that you're going to trade 2 firsts. So you're going to trade your first and your third next year when you're a team that's known for trading your first for a second and a mid-round third, and you're going to trade your first for the following year, and you're going to trade Bradley McDougald. Let's look at Bradley McDougald's stats right now. Bradley McDougald tackles. He had 70. Adams, he had 60. Bradley McDougald, interceptions. He had 2, and then Adams had 1. Receptions allowed, 20. You know how many Adams had? He allowed 28 receptions. Then we look at the forced fumbles and fumble recoveries. Bradley McDougald had 1. Adams had 2 forced fumbles. Fumble recoveries, 1 and 1. Only thing that Adams was better than McDougald at is 6.5 sacks. And it's in the NFC West and not that weak-ass AFC South.
Well, I guess they should have made McDougald the all-pro then, huh?
I'm just pointing out statistics. These are numbers. These real facts, right?
No, those are great. That's great context, man. That's really good context. So let me try to explain it. What's going on there? How did he give up? Okay, keep going.
I got one more point. Okay. Then we have to look at how much snaps was Adams playing in the box compared to what we do with our offense. You know what I mean? Jaquaski Tart and Ward played in the box less than 37% of the time. That's not what we do. So that means 63% of the time they were playing Tampa 2. They were up high, right? Mm-hmm. That's not what Jamal Adams does, bro. So if I'm going to trade that much for a guy, I need somebody who brings something else besides for playing in the box. And then I want to tell you guys, we have a guy named Quan Alexander. In 8 games, Quan Alexander had 34 tackles, 1 sack, 4 pass breakups, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. In 8 games. So if he would have played the full 16 games, he would have basically had 8 PBUs, 2 interceptions, two forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 68 sacks. His stats would have been better than Jamal Adams, and he's going to be way cheaper, right? So it's just like we don't need a guy to be in the box. We have, I believe, the best linebacking tandem in the league. I don't think I can name one.
Okay,
right?
Hold on. Jaquaski Tart has 3 interceptions in 5 career seasons.
Okay.
He has 2 forced fumbles in 5 career seasons. So there's no comparison between him and Jamal Adams, just for the record.
I'm talking about in coverage, bro. His coverage,
okay. That's fair. No, those are great stats, man.
And he allowed less receptions.
Yeah, okay. So let me try to explain what's going on with Adams because he's an all-pro safety and you bring up really good numbers. So what the hell's going on there? The way I look at it is I don't watch that much Jets defense, but I'm guessing he played a lot of man coverage. Because if you give up 28 catches, that means you're probably man-to-man on tight ends a lot. So maybe he's not the greatest in man-to-man coverage. I don't know. I really haven't studied him like that.
He's not a great coverage guy.
Fair enough. But in Seattle, he's not going to be playing man. He's going to be playing zone coverage in the flat. I mean, that's like what Cam Chancellor did. And so on that defense, he's a perfect fit. Like whatever weaknesses he may have, which aren't many, are minimized in that scheme. And whatever strengths he has, which are plentiful, are highlighted. He's like Cam Chancellor, except better. He's a super Cam Chancellor. I mean, Cam Chancellor was a hell of a player, but I don't think he ever had 6.5 sacks in a season. I don't think he was ever all-pro. Was he all-pro? He might have been. Anyway, this to me is the next Cam Chancellor, or maybe even better. I would say better. So we've seen what kind of impact when Cam Chancellor was in his prime on that team, he was one of their most valuable players. And there was one season when I think he held out for like 4 games because he wanted a new deal. Right, I think the Seahawks went like 2-2 or 1-3, right? Like during the middle of their run. Right. So he was really important. And ever since they lost him, that team has been different because he was the hardest hitting, most violent player on the team. He was part of their identity. And ever since he's been gone, it's like been Bradley McDougald or whatever. I think Adams kind of brings that hard hitting, I don't know what you call it, but he brings back that identity that Cam Chancellor gave it. I think he's freaking perfect for that particular team.
I don't think he's better than Cam Chancellor, bro. Cam Chancellor was a different animal. We talking about somebody who was like 6'3", 6'4", 220, ran a 4.5. Like it's a totally different. You don't see those type of body sizes moving like that. The defensive backfield, who was basically a linebacker who was playing safety. And the reason I'm basically making the point that there's a lot of guys in this league who had better numbers as far as coverage wise. That's what I'm
Fair.
talking about.
All I'm saying is on this team, he's going to be in zone more. So if he's getting exploited in man-to-man coverage, then he needs to be on the Seahawks. This is a great fit for him. I don't think he'll be exploited like that. And I think a brilliant defensive coordinator like Pete Carroll will find ways to make him even more effective as a playmaker. The way I always compare him to Troy Polamalu, because Troy Polamalu was the kind of guy who could blitz on any play. He was really a pass rushing threat, and you always had to account for him, always had to know where he was because he could be coming. And that's kind of the threat that Jamal Adams – now, Troy Polamalu is a Hall of Famer. Not saying Jamal Adams will be that, but in terms of style, that's the way I think of Adams. The kind of guy that could jump over your offensive line on any given play, blitz on any given play.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. But the thing about Troy is he was a ball hawk. He's going to get you 4 to 5 interceptions a year.
True. I mean, one of the greatest of all time. You're right. You're right.
Definitely. And he was a Pac-12 guy. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this, right? Now, so let's basically say you said that the Seattle Seahawks had a better secondary than us before they had Adams, right?
Yeah, I love Diggs, and I think that it's a really good secondary that is being sort of left out to dry by the worst pass rush in the league, basically.
And it's going to be the same thing this year. Like, they're not better, bro.
I do think that Irvin might be an upgrade over Clowney. I love Clowney. And when Clowney is Clowney, he's the best player on the field. But what the Seahawks learned last year is that Clowney is only Clowney maybe 3 times a year. And that's the way he's been since South Carolina.
Right.
Always been. I mean, that's been his deal. Yeah. So maybe they didn't lose much. And they could still get him, man. He's still hanging out there. He's not getting what he wants. He's a free agent. Right. So I don't know. They're not done. They're not done making moves. That's the thing about the Seahawks. They're not done.
I feel like this, right?
Okay.
I just don't think that they're a better team than the 49ers, bro. When you look at running backs, when you look at linebackers, when you look at offensive line.
When you break it down position by position, you give it to the Niners. But when you look at the big picture and see how they play each other, it always comes down to the last play. It always comes down to the final yard. And just the more playmakers you have, the better chances that the ball's going to bounce your way in those close games is the way I look at it.
Right, yeah. And, you made a good point. Like, they're going to play a lot of zone. And they played a lot of zone last year to try to put a Band-Aid on that artery because Bobby Wagner gave up the most yards to tight ends in the league. He gave up 894 yards to tight ends last year.
That's right. That is right.
Voted a Pro Bowler.
So now they bring in a strong safety. I mean, they really need Jamal Adams, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, they're much better than they were last year. You could argue they're still not good enough to beat the Niners or they're not good enough to win the Super Bowl. We'll see. But I still feel the Niners took a small step back and the Seahawks took a significant step forward. And so maybe they're either right here or maybe it's like this.
I was the first guy that came out and said we're sweeping the Seahawks this year. And I still believe it. We're sweeping the Seahawks.
It could, man. It could happen.
And it's going to be close games, just like last year. It's going to be very close games.
Yep.
Seattle Seahawks were the first team
in
history to win 10 games by 3 points or less.
It's hard to blow out the Seahawks because they run the ball so much. You only get like 8 possessions. You know what I mean?
Right.
They shorten the game, and then they sort of hope that Russell Wilson does something crazy at the end, and that works for them.
Right.
It does. It's hard to blow them out.
Right.
You gotta basically score a touchdown every possession against a very good defensive coordinator.
Right. Yeah. All right. So let's say this: who has a better record, us or the Seahawks? Do not be cynical.
I'm gonna say the Seahawks. I think it's gonna be like the Seahawks are 13-3 and the Niners are 12-4. Nothing against the Niners. I think the Niners are elite. I just really, really think that this year the Seahawks are better than people realize. Next year they're gonna fall off. This year is their final year to make a run. And they're all in ways that the Niners haven't pushed all their chips. The Niners are still like, well, we're good, but we're going to maintain our 5-year plan. Okay, great. But now you're going up against a rival that's all in. And so where does that leave you for this season? I mean, the season might not even happen. Maybe it's a stupid thing to go all in a pandemic year where the season might not happen. But if it does, the Seahawks just put themselves in a good spot. They really did. Yeah, it's a win now thing. You could call them the Rams, but if they win that Super Bowl, their fans won't be mad.
Yeah, I don't want them. And I'm going to show you guys something, right? I'm going to show you how much of a clown this guy is, right? I'm going to share the screen. This guy, Jamal Adams, is a clown. This is just ridiculous, bro. And I'm basically going to turn his own words against him because he was talking a lot of shit saying that, how much of a leader he is. And, he even went as far as to tell Bradley McDougall, you're going to love New York. It's a great place. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You see, I'm working on myself, guys. I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm working on myself. I'm getting better as a human being. So, Grant's my guy. My internet is super tripping. All right, you know what I'll do? Let's stop that, and I'll come back.
Just read it off your phone.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Cancel.
Yeah, he instantly got into a fight with Le'Veon Bell, right? And Le'Veon Bell's point was like, dude, you lobbied for me to come here, and now you're ditching me. Thanks, I appreciate it. Some leader.
Hey, I mean,
that's what he said, right? And Adams' response was basically like, I don't care. Screw you.
Right. Is that the type of guy you want on your team in your locker room? So this is what he said yesterday to the Seattle Seahawks fan base. He said, to the Seahawks organization and fans, you have a man on a mission, a man that is all in on winning a Super Bowl, being the best leader and teammate he can possibly be, and a man who will give everything to the city of Seattle and the 12s across the world. Thank you for believing in me. So you call leadership, right? Mm-hmm. This dude did an interview with the New York Daily News and dropped the interview days before going into training camp, bro.
It worked, though. He got the trade. It worked.
He dropped the interview days before going to training camp, trashing the general manager
and the head coach,
the owner, and the head coach, bro. How much of leadership is that?
I loved it.
Bro,
I loved every second of it.
You basically
I wish I had gotten that interview.
Hey, bro.
I loved it.
You're basically
right.
Going back on everything that you said you are, like you're contradicting yourself, bro. And then he tells Bradley McDougall, hey, bro, it's a great city. It's a great franchise. You're going to love it. Like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? It's not. You just did an interview saying it's not.
I know. You just said it's not. That's true. That's a good point. Like you're lying. That's a great point, man.
Like you're out of your mind, bro.
Yeah.
All right, man. So basically,
you're right.
We come to an understanding, bro. That's what this shit is about. Ah, damn it, I cussed.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it.
That's what this is about, bro. Coming to an understanding. Do I think Seattle got good? Yes. Do I think that Adams could pass rush? Yes, he could rush the passer, but is he going to help a team that has a combined 11 sacks as a front defensive line and 72 pressures? And Bosa had 102 pressures himself. No.
He's going to help, but you're saying it's not going to help enough.
No, he's not.
Okay, let me ask you. Just rank the teams in the NFC 1 through 5. NFC.
See, San Francisco. Oh, the not the NFC West, but the entire NFC.
Just the NFC.
I would say.
I'm trying to see how far off we are, really, in our opinions.
I would honestly say the Saints.
Okay.
And that's only because we have to go to New Orleans again.
Great team, and they got better this offseason. That's
the only reason we have to go there, right?
They got Sanders. They're better this year. Okay.
Right. Yeah. And then I would say us.
Okay.
San Francisco.
Okay.
Then I would say I hate the fucking Bucks, dude, but they're going to be up there. I'm sorry. They're going to be up there.
Yep.
Are the Chargers
the Seahawks?
Chargers are AFC, right?
AFC, yeah.
Yeah. Then I would say the Chargers.
No, we're doing NFC.
Then I would say the Seahawks.
And then what? The Packers? Maybe.
Dude, it's looking bad over there, dude. They just got.
It is looking bad.
I don't know how.
So we agree on the top 4. Just a different order.
Different order. Same team, different order, right? And if you're the top 4 in an entire NFC, like you're a good team, right?
You are a good team. You know what I mean? I still believe the 2 best teams in the league are in the AFC, but that's just for one more year. Because I think the Chiefs and the Ravens, Mahomes is still technically cheap. His contract doesn't kick in until next year, and Lamar Jackson is even cheaper. So it's so hard to compete with those teams right now. Yeah, I mean, you realize it, but the Ravens actually added Calais Campbell this offseason.
Yeah, right. And I'm just happy we don't have to play him. We don't have to play him, bro. Like the Chiefs and the Ravens. So we'll only have to see one of them if we get to the Super Bowl, hopefully. You know what I mean?
Or maybe neither. Let me ask you. Let's push this conversation over to the Niners. So let's talk about this cap space thing. If it goes from 198 to 175, What are the implications of that? Because it's a big deal.
I feel like by next season, stuff will be figured out. They'll be able to have fans, right? So I feel like we're going to sign as much players as we need to sign to get back. And I circled 10 guys that we absolutely have to sign. We're just going to have to go over the cap for a year. We're going to have to be over the cap in 2021. It's going to be okay.
It's a hard cap, man. You can't go over the cap. It's a hard cap. It's a tough spot, man. These teams are going to have to slash payroll.
Hold on. So you're saying it's a hard cap, right? But this is from over the cap, and I did it on Sports Tracker. So I sourced it from 2 websites, right? Just to make sure. And this is with $198 million cap. They still haven't changed it to 175, right?
Oh, that's true. But there's like rollovers and stuff. Like if you have cap space one year, you can push it back to the next year. There's like little little technicalities and stuff, but technically it is a hard cap. But not every team has the same amount of cap space because it rolls over if you don't use it. And if anyone's in the comment section and can correct me on that, I think I'm right. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Hold on, bro. Alex, the Cardinals are not a top 5 team in the NFC. Shut your retarded ass up. I just had to cuss on that one. I'm sorry. Get out of here, bro. The Cardinals are not no top 5 team in the NFC.
I wouldn't dismiss them that quickly, but I still think they're a year away. I think they're a year away. I don't know about their defense.
Hey, Alex, offense trying to make me mess up my monetization on my videos by saying that, boy, you man, come on, man. All right, bro. So you said there's ways to work out the cap, right? I looked at the cap. I looked at the bottom 5. So next year with the $198 million cap, and this is at 198, it hasn't been changed to 175. They need to go in and change it to 175 because it's going to get worse.
No, real quick. These sites and these teams were expecting the cap to go up in 2021. It's supposed to be like 215. Yeah,
it's supposed to be 215.
It's supposed to be. So that's what these projections are based on. It's going down 23.
Right. Okay. So it's going to be even worse, right?
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
The Eagles are negative $75 million. The Saints are negative 47. Talk about going all in, right? Falcons, negative 28 million and didn't even make the playoffs last year.
It's going to be bad.
Negative 5 million, right?
Yep.
Then you got the Texans, negative 1.5 million.
Right.
Guys, I did that to say this. Let's stop worrying about the cap so much, right? Like we're in the middle of the pack. We were right at number 15. Yeah. I think in the
other teams have it much worse.
Right. It's a lot worse, right? And so what I think that we're going to do is we are going to sign guys that we definitely need, and I circled 10 of them, and we'll just go over the cap in 2020. We will be like one of these teams who has a negative cap. And then in 2022, we're going to see the revenue come back, and we'll be okay, right?
Well, we've had conversations before about how much is too much to pay a quarterback. How historically no team has ever won a Super Bowl.
I've seen with over 9% of the cap.
Over 13.1. It was Steve Young. So if the cap comes down to 175, that puts Jimmy at 15.4. It's too much. Right. Now Russell Wilson would be at 18. And I'm just saying, it's possible they're going to have to do. They can't. There's no way Jimmy can be on the same deal next year. No way. They either have to extend him, he has to take a pay cut, or they have to trade him. It's one of 3 things. And I think most people expect that they'll extend him. But they should have done that this year. And the fact that they didn't raises lots of questions.
I mean, I feel like this, bro. I feel like he's going to have a new contract, and they're going to backload the hell out of that thing. They have to, because it can clear up a lot of space. And from that being said, I'm going to go through the name of guys that I feel like we necessarily – I'm going to go through all of the name of guys that I wrote down, because we have a total of 26 free agents. I wrote down like 20. Trent Williams, Sherm, Solomon Thomas, Tart, Juice, Gold, Coleman. Kittle's going to be signed. Kendrick, K1, Compton, Blair, Garland, Hyder, Spoon, Sean Coleman, Nick Mullins, Brunskill, Mosley, Taylor, DJ Jones, Givens, Harris, Dwelly. These are my guys who I circled and put stars next to. Trent Williams, Juice, K1, Brunskill, Kendrick, Mosley, DJ Jones.
There's no way the Niners can re-sign all these players with $175 million in cap space. There's no way.
And Dwelly.
It's impossible.
Well, and this is my next thing that I'm going to go to, right? The dead cap is ridiculous for
Juan.
Weston Richburg.
They're not going anywhere.
It's ridiculous. Reston
No.
Richburg has like 12 million in dead cap.
Yep.
Quan has 12 million in dead cap. The thing about D Ford, he doesn't have, it's not that bad, bro.
It's not that bad.
If he's going, we saved 12.8 million. I think there's like 5 million in dead cap.
Mm-hmm. But you're still spending a ton on your quarterback, dude. A lot.
Between Quan Ford and Jimmy, it's 61 million.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, I just don't think you can spend 15% of your cap on a quarterback under any circumstances. It's never worked. I don't think you can do it.
I really think that we definitely have to restructure Jimmy.
Yeah.
No, not restructure him. Just sign him to a new deal.
Extend him, restructure, whatever.
Yeah, extend him and backload the hell out of that thing.
But let me ask you a question. Here's a scenario. And I've been throwing out other quarterbacks all offseason, like Brady, Rodgers. I don't think Rodgers is going to work anymore because the Niners wouldn't save money on that. It would be about the same. But I have found a quarterback that the Niners potentially could save money on if they wanted to move on from Jimmy because they felt he's too expensive.
Rodgers is 37 million, bro. He's not going to.
But the thing about it is, when they make those trades, the team that gets the player is not on the hook for the signing bonus prorated stuff. So if you look at over the cap, there'll be a section like prorated signing bonus. Right. That is the dead cap. That is what the team that gave them the signing bonus is on the hook for.
They're going to have to pay that.
They have to pay that. So it would be 37 for the Packers. For the Niners, it'd be closer to 24. But then when you factor in Jimmy's dead cap, it'd be about the same. So they don't get anything, and they just get an older quarterback.
Yeah, Jimmy's
would be cheaper. Exactly. The guy who'd be cheaper would be Stafford. If the Niners wanted to get a quarterback who's a veteran and cheaper than Jimmy, it would be Stafford. Now, I don't know if you like Stafford that much, but he's been carrying a team with no running game for about 12 years, and he's only 32, and he would be cheaper than Jimmy. So that's something to think about.
Stafford is extremely talented.
He really is, dude.
As far as an arm, like he has one of the strongest arms in the NFL.
Yep.
Can he stay healthy?
I don't know.
That's the thing, dude. Like
he got hurt last year.
Stafford, like, yeah, bro. Like in the year before that, he was hurt. And it's the worst of problems, bro. It's a back problem.
It's true. The only thing I feel I sympathize with him is that he literally has never had a running game. And he has to throw like 700 times a year, and you're going to get hurt, especially if you're like into your 30s now. So if it comes to the Niners,
1,800 receiving yards, bro.
Oh, he has great receivers. Great receivers.
Receiving yards.
He can't just hand the ball off like Jimmy can. He has to drop back 50 times a game, and you're going to get smacked.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I'm just saying it might happen.
Yeah, but Jimmy is, and I know you know this, Grant. I know you're very hard on him, right? And that's respectable, right? You know what I'm saying? But he's a winner, bro.
He is a winner.
He is a winner. That's one thing we can't say about Jimmy. You guys, we could say whatever we want about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep.
He is a winner, bro. He just finds ways to win games, right?
He is. But I just want to see if he remains a winner now that he's more expensive. Because as your cap percentage goes up, then your supporting cast gets weaker. Because they're getting rid of players to pay you because it's a capped league. So yes, he's a winner. But he was making 8-point-something% of the cap last year. Now he's making 12-something. So is he still going to win 13 games? If he does, then there is certainly an it factor with this guy. If not, then it's because he's making too much money. That's ultimately my point with Jimmy, is that he's
not based on the player. It's based on the salary. It's based on the salary.
It's based on the salary
and the ability of what the team.
If he was making $15 million a year, he'd be exactly what you want.
Okay.
But now he's making 27. It's different.
Yeah, bro. I mean, so if there's any way to minimize the hit on the cap, right?
Yeah.
What are some ideas that all right, so put on your Roger Goodell hat, right? You're the president of the league.
Yeah.
You have all of the if and want and say to do whatever you want, and you're going to minimize this cap hit. What are some ideas that you would have to minimize this cap hit?
Well, it's easy what the Niners would do. All they had to do is extend him and give him a big signing bonus. So you give him a big signing bonus, $50 million. That way he gets all this money up front, and his base salaries are low the first couple of years, like $3 million in 2021 and $6 million in 2022.
Right.
That way you backload the cap hits. And the first couple of years, the cap hits are way lower. And then hopefully revenue goes back up, the cap goes back up, and you can afford the big cap hits down the line. That's what you do.
So you're basically and the bonuses don't count against the cap, correct?
The bonuses do count against the gap, but they're prorated. So if it's a 5-year extension and a $50 million bonus, then it's an extra $10 million a year.
Every
and
year.
if he's only getting a $3 million base salary year one, then his cap it's $13 million. It gets bigger down the line. So you take that $50 million signing bonus and prorate it $10 million a year or whatever, divided by the length of the contract. So that's how you do it. But the Niners don't usually do signing bonuses.
So that player gets the money up front, but it's prorated throughout the whole contract.
Exactly. And that's what the Rams did with Goff. It's what the Eagles did with Wentz. And it really locks you in long-term with your quarterback. You got to really like him because the Rams messed up. They messed up. They thought Goff was the guy and he's not. And now they're screwed. They're screwed.
Dude,
period.
When I heard that McVay would give him the reads through the headset while he was playing, I said, oh no, you gave this dude $113 million, bro? Like what?
He's not a professional quarterback. He's an arm.
Dude,
McVay
gun.
He has a gun. Yeah. Right.
He has a gun. I'll give that
touch, yes, arm strength, accuracy, beautiful.
Yes.
But
I was like, dude, are you serious? Like he's getting the reads from his head coach while he's in the game. That is just ridiculous. He's telling him where to go with the ball. You cannot have that.
Right.
Let's talk.
But I think now that the salary cap has gone down, teams are going to really have to rethink how they approach quarterbacks because spending $30 million a year on one is not the answer. It's just not.
And there are going to be a lot of teams. It's about to be a war when it comes to contracts for quarterbacks because
it really is.
They're going to say, I don't give a damn. Like, you guys have been making the money hand over fist.
Sorry.
I've said this, like, I don't know, like the last 3 episodes. In 8 home games, Jerry made $638 million at Jerry World for the Cowgirls. In 8 games, $638 million, right?
Wow.
My thing is, if I'm an owner and I'm a billionaire, right? And I know that I've banked off of my product, which are the players.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind taking $50 million and putting it back into the team and saying, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to help our franchise. We're going to help our franchises be even better. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put some money back in. Or if the salary cap is from 198 to 75, put the difference back into the team. Like, I don't get it. Like, you're going to get it back through the product. You know what I'm saying? But that's why these quarterbacks are going to say, hell no. Like, we've made you hand over fist, and now you want me to take a dump because
that's right. That's right. We're the face of the organization. I'm the best player. How much money do I make you in revenue? Especially if they're marketing the quarterback, like Russell Wilson in Seattle.
Exactly.
Like Peyton Manning in Indianapolis. You could argue they were worth way more than they were getting. I mean, even these college quarterbacks. How much was Cam Newton worth to Auburn when he was there? A lot. Millions.
He probably got a lot too, because
I think he probably did. I think they called him Scam Newton.
Yeah, let's be be honest, dude. Like, everybody's getting paid. Everybody's getting paid. They're all getting paid. So all right, bro. So on a brighter subject, did you see the interview with?
I haven't seen it yet with Chris Sims. Nah, I haven't watched it yet, man. I've been busy.
Bro,
is it interesting?
It's very good, bro. So I just wanted to read a quote that Kyle Shanahan said, and let me find it. He talked about he talked about a lot, dude. He said, hold on. He was talking about how many plays he goes into a game with.
Yeah, that was interesting. How they have 30 different concepts, only 30 different really. I saw that part. That was the most interesting part. How you think you go in a game with 200 plays? It's like, no, like you go into games with concepts, and that's like a million different ways you can run a certain play. You can run it out of different personnel groupings, out of different formations, with different motions and shifts, or players lined up in different places, but it's the same play basically. Yeah. So it's actually a pretty simple playbook. It's just it has like infinite variations.
Yeah, he basically said that John Gruden goes into a game with 190 plays. He said it's different now with us. He said I might have 30 plays, which isn't much, but it's ways to organize them and put it together in five different eligibles. If you have 30 types of concepts and you have 5 eligibles between your backs, tight ends, and receivers who are somewhat intangibles, that is crazy, bro. And he also said that he'll bring out certain sets because he knows what defense he's going to get for those sets.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
It's Kyle Shanahan is a genius.
He's excellent. He's terrific,
bro. It was ridiculous. It's for everybody out there, man. If you guys want to just listen to a good podcast while you're working out, or maybe you're taking a walk, I suggest that you check that out. It's the Chris Sims podcast. It's on Apple. I even retweeted it so you guys can check it out, man.
I understand now why it's so hard to play wide receiver for this team. It's like they may only have 30 concepts, but the play is telling each player like where to line up. Just because you know the concept of the play, on any given play, Kyle Shanahan might want the flanker over here, or he might want the running back at wide receiver. So you actually have to listen and be like, okay, well, now I'm lining up at slot. Now I'm lining up at tight end. And I think a lot of these young players like freeze. And they're rookie year, like, oh God, like I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Like, I had it in practice, but I just don't know. I think Kittle has said that he did that. Pettis has said that. And so you need like a veteran in the huddle to be like, hey, go over there. How many times have you seen Kendrick Bourne run the wrong way? And people be like, no, dude, over here.
I've seen it 4 times, like 3 or 4 times last year. And I mean, it's hard as hell. Like you basically have 30 plays, but you have 5 different concepts.
Yes.
So that's 150 plays, right?
Yeah, it's so hard.
And they're all different variations and different formations. That's amazing. I was happy to hear that, bro.
Yeah. Let's talk about Kittle real quick. You said he's going to get signed. A lot of people, I haven't heard these rumors, but a lot of people have heard him. So I'd love to know what you know and why you're so confident, because I trust you.
Man,
have you heard firsthand, or is this like a bunch of secondhand stuff?
I'm on the spot right now.
You don't have to tell me that either.
What's been conveyed to me is, yo, big bro, what's up, baby? What's been conveyed to me is that a deal is basically done.
Okay. I've heard the same thing, but not from like agents or people in the league, just from people on Twitter that I talk to. All right, I believe you.
And I'm just hoping that it gets announced. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure, that's what's been going on right now. And I have a theory. John Lynch knew he wasn't going to get Jamal Adams. He ran that price up on perfect, bro. He ran that price up on he did that on purpose, bro. we wasn't Jamal Adams. Like that was never going to happen. Like
that's from what I heard, the 2 teams that showed the most interest in Jamal Adams were the Niners and Seahawks.
Yeah. And
those were the 2 teams.
Yeah, but you know what hurt him? When John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, when they seen that article days before training camp, they said, no, we don't. That's not the guy. We're going to keep negotiating, running up the price for him, but that's not the guy we want in our locker room. Because as soon as he doesn't like something that happens in Seattle, watch and see what I tell you what's going to happen. There's going to be some journalist in Seattle that's going to write up a story, and you're going to have the same shit that you was having back in the day.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, basically, if the Seahawks don't win the Super Bowl this year, they're going to be disappointed one way or another because they went all in. But if they do win the Super Bowl, I think they'll deal with any fallout. It's kind of like the Giants fans right now. The Giants have stunk for 4 years, but fans are basically like, we got 3 world championships, so we'll ride it out. We're cool with the rebuilding session. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Hey, Trey, like I don't do call outs, bro. Like I can't even like inbox you, bro. Like you don't even have an option to inbox you no more, bro. So like if you want this smoke, bro, like turn on your inboxes and you can get the smoke. Like you can get it. Like anybody can get it, bro. Anybody can get it, bro. You guys have heard nothing. Like I can share, some things with you, what I'm saying, off of this platform because, it's certain people that talk to you and they don't want you, basically their names to be anything. But bro, don't call me out on my show, bro, because you can get the smoke. Anyways, like I was saying,
you guys say we've heard nothing. Well, first of all, with Adams, I heard that the Niners were interested, and then 2 weeks later, dude up in Seattle heard the same thing, that the Niners and Seahawks were interested, and then the Seahawks get him. So I feel like I have heard,
Right. Yeah. I mean, people can Twitter fingers.
I feel like I knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah. Trey from VA. Yeah. Trey from VA. That's the partner. But bro, like you don't even have an option where you can get inboxes. So just stop talking and pipe it down. With that being said, bro, what else? Do you have anything else you want to talk about, bro?
I mean, not really. I'm curious to see. I'm really looking forward to training camp. It's supposed to have started already. I'm used to being down there at this time of the year, but I'm really curious to see Jimmy in practice and the young wide receivers. Curious
So-
to see Ayuk.
So aren't they going to allow, like, I thought they're going to allow certain media members. Remember we talked.
They
You
will.
said, like,
They're going to
Oh.
allow 10 media members a day to watch practice, and it'll rotate because
So-
there's going to be more than 10 of us who want to be out there.
so you're not going to be able to be there on a daily basis.
No, and it really, really bothers me because I've never missed a training camp day since I started covering the team. And if you only see a couple of days a week, then how do you really know who's playing well and who isn't? You're seeing like little snapshots and not the whole picture. So if I see Dante Pettis have a great day, can I say he's having a great camp? No,
Hold
I
on,
can't
bro.
say that.
Hold on, bro. Trey, that's you, right? That's your Twitter. Do you see a fucking option where you could inbox you? No. So stop lying, bro. You have no place where I can DM you, bro. That's you, Trey from Brie with them dusty ass dreads, and you cannot be inboxed, bro. So stop playing with me, bro. Anyways, so are you gonna have to quarantine before you go to camp?
I'm gonna have to take tests every other day. Yes.
So
Q-tip up the nose. Yep. Just to watch. Have you had it yet?
no,
It doesn't hurt, but it sucks.
So does it go all the way up into the
All the
mucus
way,
membrane?
man, all the way to the back until it hits the back. Like it feels like your brain. And then they're not done. They have to swab it around because they don't want to put it in there for nothing and get nothing. So they're like spin it for like 5-7 seconds. And then they say stuff like, "You're doing great. You're doing great." It's like, man, shut up. I'm doing terribly. I'm about to cry. I feel like a 4-year-old boy. Please get this out of my nose. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. And the players have to do it every day, until like there's enough negative tests that they can do it every other day. Like, oh,
So, dude, I thought that they have a mouth swab now.
I don't know. Maybe they do. When I got it, it was full on Q-tip up the nose. Oof.
That's crazy, bro.
Hey, they better give Kittle his extension and not just a Q-tip up the nose. Because if I were him, I'd be expecting that extension, not just a test.
Okay, so let's get back into this for a second, bro. What makes this is the thing that we know about the San Francisco 49ers, bro. It's hard to get shit out, right? It's very hard to get things out of this organization, bro. And
You mean money-wise or information?
information.
Okay. Leaks. Okay.
Especially on contracts, right? Or trade. Right? Like we seen that with Buckner, right? Did you know anything before Buckner got traded?
That came out of left field.
So it's kind of like the same thing, especially to somebody like you who's been doing this shit since you were in college, bro. That you know what I'm saying? Like you've been doing it for a long time. So it's like when you don't hear nothing, it's like, bro, I know everybody in the league. So how would I not know about this, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like it definitely gets. I feel like it's getting worked out, bro.
Okay.
I feel like it's getting worked out. Like
it better. I don't see how. I mean, it better. So basically, we're expecting this to happen on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday. And if it doesn't happen on Tuesday, then you got to start questioning the sources that have been telling you stuff.
Yeah.
But see, this thing, like, it's always nice to get rumors and whispers, but unless you're hearing it from the agent himself or the player himself, you just at the end of it, you'll sort of realize who you can trust and who you can't. Because I'm sure the people who are telling you stuff don't have a track record of breaking news, which doesn't mean they're wrong. I'm just saying we'll find out.
Right.
I guess what we're supposed to believe is that George Kittle has decided to leak all kind of stuff to certain people. And maybe he has. I don't understand how that suits him, how that helps him. But I'm not saying he didn't do it. He's not leaking it to me. He's not leaking it to Mayoko. He's not leaking it to Barrows. None of us have written anything about this. This has been like little rumblings from that Matt Barr's podcast, SF Niners, the SF Niners, whatever, Instagram account. And they're great. That's where this is coming from, in my opinion. I mean, like Matt Barr and Javier Vega have gone on their podcast multiple times and we have breaking news. Right. So I'm curious. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just curious to see how it plays out.
And there was another one from yesterday from JPA that says, if you guys don't know, it's JPA.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who JPA is.
Right. Sources. The 49ers and George Kittle are nearing a contract agreement that is a huge contract extension. Should see something get wrapped up soon for the superstar tight end. I mean, and they have 12,000 followers. Like, it's not huge.
This reminds me of last year when the Clippers and Lakers were going after LeBron James, and there was that one up-and-coming journalist who reported that the Lakers had agreed with LeBron James. It was a done deal. Right. And he was wrong.
Right.
And it was like, wow, you're really trying to scoop Adrian Wojnarowski on this one. Huh? You think he doesn't know? And you're going to say it's a done. That's like Schefter has said nothing about Kittle. Rappaport has said nothing. Matt Mayoko has said nothing. These rumors are being heard by everyone except the people who actually break news for a living, which makes me wonder. It's like, if this is the worst kept secret in the league, which is what it sounds like right now, because everyone knows this, then how come the people who make the most money to do stuff like this haven't touched it? I'm curious. But maybe George Kittle is just a troll and he wants someone like Matt Barr to break this story. Sometimes players do want to give it to someone up and coming and not someone like Adam Schefter. Sometimes players do that. So I'm really curious to see what Kittle has up his sleeve right now.
Hey, bro, you are.
I'm not taking shots at him. I like Matt Barr, but you know what I'm saying? Like, really, Kittle? Like, really?
Hey, bro, I got it. I got him.
It's a big story.
Yeah, I got in Matt's inbox and asked him for an interview. I still ain't got no response yet. I guess I got to get my stripes. You know what I'm saying? Like that, man. Hey,
you gave Leo Luda interview. You got to call him up with that. What's up with that, Matt?
I don't know, bro.
He got 10,000 followers now. He's big time at people.
He's big time, bro.
Big time at people.
He like Ryan Sakamoto, bro. You know what I'm saying? They too big for me. Hey, because when me and Sako was talking, bro, like it chilled out, and then he was like, "Bro, who are you?" And I was like, "Hey, you got 10,000 followers. I'm a little dude. I got to work my way up, bro."
How many subscribers you got on YouTube right now?
We getting up. I know
close, man.
Yeah, we're growing. We're at 628, bro.
628, man. You're getting there, man.
Yeah, and we've passed. You have to have 4,000 watch hours, bro. I think we've
4,000 watch hours.
Yeah, okay. we've doubled that. Nice. So
you're like a month away, man. By the end of training camp, you're going to be monetized and stuff, and then you're really going to have to watch your mouth because they're gonna take money away from you.
Yeah, they're not having it. Yeah, bro.
You'll see. You'll be addicted to uploading videos like me.
Yeah, bro. You know, that's why I go to bat for you, bro, because people don't know. Well, the people who've been watching us from the get-go know this. Grant was the first guy who said yes to an interview, even though I was a prick, right? He was the first guy who retweeted our stuff. He was the first guy to upload clips of our shows and put put the link to our page on there. And that's why I go to bat for him, bro, because he was like the first guy to like really support us. And he's giving me, like I've called Grant at like 10 in the morning, and he's probably on the phone like, "Why are you calling me, bro?" But he answers every question I ask him, right? You know what I'm saying? And we've stayed in constant contact, bro. And I really appreciate you, bro. Like,
well, here's how I feel. I feel like I've come across a lot of people who are trying to make it in the same ministry, and it's really hard. It's a really long line to be able to do this job that a lot of people want to do. And I feel like there's no one telling people our age how to do it. There's just a lot of people taking advantage and pretty much exploiting people. So I've kind of made it, not really, but I've gotten a foothold in the industry, and I want to be able to help other people do it too.
Right.
Because no one really is helping. And I feel like I do have some information and knowledge that could be useful. So that's why I try to answer as many questions as I can and tell you about YouTube, because really I feel like YouTube is a freelancer's best friend. Actually, that is the one thing that you can monetize. Twitter is not. So
it really is. I
want to help you as much get this thing off the ground, because this is going to be your baby for a very long time.
Appreciate it, bro. And yeah, Zoe, I feel you. I curse a lot, bro. I need to chill out, bro. I've been trying. It's hard. It's hard. I have withdrawals sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I step that back. Hey, bro, somebody has a question for you, bro. And that's what I don't think that they.
Oh, okay. Why does it seem like your dad likes the Niners and you don't? I grew up reading your dad. That's funny. When we do our weekly podcast, we'll talk beforehand and he'll be like, "Look, I don't want Niner fans to be mad at you, okay? So look, I'll take the negative positions. You be nice." But it always ends up me being too hard and him trying to balance it out because I'm the negative one. So I think it's just that he's trying to balance out my negativity, but we're pretty much similar. And we both really do like the Niners. I think the thing about me and my dad is we really appreciate the history of the franchise, and the fact that the times that the Yorks fail to live up to that bothers us, because the Niners are supposed to be the Yankees, the Lakers. I mean, the uppest, the top echelon of franchise. And for the last 20 years, they've fallen short too often. And it bothers me and my dad because we have high standards. That's it.
Right. And, people have to realize Eddie DeBartolo is hard to live up to.
It's real. Yeah, I mean, he was the best.
Yeah, he was definitely somebody who expected excellence at all times.
Yep.
And he took care of his guys.
Yep.
There have been guys who were struggling financially, and Eddie would give them $100,000 just to make sure they were okay.
Former players, alumni. Oh yeah,
bro. Every year in Vegas, he takes the guys out to Vegas, and they spend like a week in Vegas. Like,
that's right.
No other owners do that, bro. Like Eddie DeBartolo is just that guy. And yeah, man, and like I said, bro, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I think this was an awesome show. You got anything else you want to go over, or?
I don't think so. I think we hit the big topics, but this was a lot of fun, and let's do this again next week. I mean, I feel like we've been having every weekend should be pretty good. If you're up for it.
Yeah, I'm up for it, bro. Yeah, so let's do that, bro, and then I'll be talking to you later. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. Hopefully Bronze is on next time. I'm thinking about Bronze.
Yeah, he's not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just let bro tell y'all what's going on when he gets back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Okay. Think about Bronze. Good luck, dude. All right,
bro. All right, later.
Later.
So I want to go through and tell everybody. So Trey is my brother, right? We're part of a group called TNT. It's a group that started on Rombo Sports. We just talk SHIT, right? That's what I do. If you guys know me, I'm a passionate person, right? And I'm passionate about my beliefs. I'm passionate about the 49ers. And I'm passionate about what I say. But don't get it misconstrued. Trey is my brother. If he called me right now and he needed me to do something, I would do it for him, right? So don't get it misconstrued. And I did send him the link, and he still ain't popped up. I sent him the link. So he opened his inbox, and he got the link, but he ain't pulling up. Let's see, everybody else. Yes, I do need to work on my language, bro. I swear I tried to. Y'all see me at the beginning of the episode, bro. I was trying to hold on. You know what I'm saying? I get withdrawals sometimes. You know what I mean? I get withdrawals. I think it's a sickness. It's sickness. It's sickness I need to work on. So I want to remind you guys, the Bryant Young signed. Hold on. Give me like 1 second. I'll be back because I know there's people who haven't seen it, but I want you guys to see it. I'll be right back. Yo, I'm right here. I'm coming. So we're doing a contest. Drawing. Last time we passed out an authentic throwback Ronnie Lott action figure. Now this bad boy, Bryant Young, all-time sack leader 49ers, and it is authenticated right there. Bam, certificate of authentication. What we're gonna do is somebody's gonna get this guy for subscribing. We don't know who likes, because that's one of the things you can't, look at is who likes your content. But we can see who subscribes and who comments, right? And we want to engage with the people who support us, because you guys are the most important people. You guys all make this possible. Like, what would I be doing if nobody was watching, right? So it's all because of you guys. We are going to write down names of subscribers and of the people who make the most comments, right? And you're going to have a chance at winning this. Also, I'm in contact with the camp and trying to get another KB signed jersey, because I already have one, right? But we're definitely going to give that out. And I want to do a jersey also. So hopefully it's a jersey and it's the Bryant Young, so we can give out two. And we're going to do it when we reach 1,000 subscribers, right? We're not too far off. Me and Bronze are 6 weeks into doing this, 7 weeks. I think we're 7 weeks in. We're at 628. Hopefully we get to 700 based off of this episode, right? And we just keep on climbing. And once we get to 1,000, man, we are going to be giving this stuff out because we want to show appreciation to you guys. And that's what I want to say. Dre, we show you love, and the TNT gang are awesome. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. So right now, I'm just kicking it, bro. Like, I'm having a good time. It's beautiful. I live in the Pacific Northwest in Portland, Oregon. It rains all the time. It's going to be 100 degrees today. The sun is out. Does anybody have any questions? Like, type in some questions, bro. Let's go. Type in some questions. Trey, bro, I sent you the inbox. I sent you the inbox, and so people don't think that I'm lying. This is Trey from VA. I sent bro the invite to get on, and he ain't said nothing. We're going to make Russell Wilson retire this year. I don't know about that, but I think we're going to give him problems, right? We are going to give him problems. I want to go back over that stat. And so Russell Wilson last year, he was sacked 47 times. And that's a lot. And he has the ability to run around, right? So he was sacked a lot last year. Also, when you look at the sack percentage for the defenses, man, we were second and Seattle was 30th. I just don't think that they're going to have enough to do it up front. I think about letting go mines, but my wife and his mom are good friends, and they know his dad as well. Oh, okay, bro, that's what's up. That's my big bro, Big Body Griff. You know what I'm saying, right there. Dre, good show. I find great, unique on his opinions towards the Niners are very interesting. Appreciate it, bro. Fable, what did you think the Seahawks will do? Hold on. There's a lot of questions coming in. What do you think the Seahawks will do when Adams will get paid? And that'll be like, so they got to pay Adams. They got to pay Shaquille Griffin. And I think Trey Flowers is coming up. So, like, literally their whole secondary is coming up just like ours. So they're going to be able to pay those guys, but they got to build a defensive and offensive line, man. That D line and O-line is atrocious. Do you see a wideout trade heat up rumors? Green and Hilton? T.Y. Hilton from the Colts, I like him. He's much cheaper than Green, I tell you that. AJ Green is a lot, bro. His tag this year is $18 million. I don't think we're going to trade for him, dude. Like, that's a lot of money to have to clear. Y'all think Adams makes the Hawks Super Bowl contenders? When you have Russell Wilson, bro, you're always a Super Bowl contender. You know what I mean? Like that. And I'm a Niners fan. I hate the Seahawks, but we just got to be real. You're always a contender, but no, he's not going to get him over the hump. Now, say if they traded for Aaron Donald, I would be scared. Not Adams. Do you think? Yo, I just seen it. I'm at work. Oh, okay. My bro Trey said he's at work, so I don't want y'all to think that I'm lying. He said that he's at work. That's the only reason he can't get on. All right, bro, for sure. Yeah, like I said, I don't think that they're contenders. They're contenders, but they're not going to win it, and they're not better than us. Do you think Ayuk will be in like Debo with easy pitch? Yes, that's how they're going to get Ayuk involved. He is going to be somebody who is going to make things happen with the ball in his hand. Not when the ball is getting to him, but with the ball in his hand. Yes, there's going to be a lot of screens. There's going to be a lot of end arounds. There's going to be a lot of jet sweeps. You might even see him line up in the backfield and split out and run some routes. Like, there's a lot of things that they can do with IU, right? How many wide receivers are we going to have on the roster? I believe since we have extra roster spots this year with the new CBA, Kyle's going to go with 7, right? Grant is really a Raiders fan. No, he's not, bro. He's been posting, a lot of memorabilia from the Niners, from Steve Young to Ronnie. Like, all week he's been doing that, bro. Grant is a diehard Niners fan. He just has a job to do, and he has to do the job he has to speak the truth. You know what I mean? They will win 9 to 10 games. Big bro Griff. Yes, that's what I was predicting. I think they'll go 10-6, 11-5. Let's see. How many comments people hate? Everyone in our division is mortgaging their future, right? Like, you seen it with the Cardinals. They traded away at first, right? Now you're seeing it with the Seahawks. Then you've seen it with the Rams the last 2 years. Like, everybody literally mortgaged their future besides us. We're in a really good space, guys. Let's see. Niners will win in the trenches. Of course, that's what I was saying. Like, they don't have enough up front on the defense or offense. Let's see. What happens with Dante? He is one of the veterans, but I hear Kendrick, Taylor, and Ayuk in rotation will be focused on the best league. Dante. I've been one of the guys that's been super hard on Dante Pettis, right? I'm hoping for the best, right? I'm hoping that Dante comes in and he's surprised and he balls out. But do we know what's going to happen? No. I feel like Trent Taylor is going to have like he's going to come in because we know that Trent Taylor works hard and he was the best guy in camp last year just due to the injury. That's why he set out. Like, we don't know what Dante we're going to get. Like, are we going to get the Dante that's motivated and that comes and he kicks us, right? Or are we going to get the Dante that's nonchalant and alligator arming passes over the middle? Grant even said that last year at camp, he was alligator arming passes over the middle, and they weren't even in pads yet, right? They were just playing 707 and, in shorts and tops, right? So I don't know. Hopefully, do you think Trent Taylor stays healthy and makes the impact? Yes, I do. Ronald Blair, do you think he has a come out year along with DJ Jones? I want to see how Ronald's knee has healed. They showed him running, and it looked kind of robotic, right? It looked kind of robotic. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it might look better because that was like, I believe that was right around when we first started. So like that 7 to 8 week mark about 2 months ago, we seen a video of Ronald running, and it looked like a little robotic. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see how Ronald has healed up. I hope he does because he's definitely somebody who makes an impact. Let's see. Hope you're right about Kittle. Hey, guys, I think Kittle's deal is done. I really do. I really think Kittle's deal is done. They're just working out the particulars. It has to be done, right? Where I'm hoping and praying for the best. I think it's done. You know what I mean? DJ Jones and Kinlaw will be devastating duo. Hell yes, of course. I think with your head, not your heart. It's kind of hard for somebody to do who's very passionate about this, but I mean, I feel you. Should we sign George Kittle before the season? Hell yeah, we have to sign him before the season. Who emerges as the clear receivers during Debo's absence? I don't think it's just one guy. I think it's like a group of guys. I would say Kendrick, of course. I would say Hurd. I would say Taylor, and hopefully Pettis. You know what I mean? And Ayuk is going to learn the system. He's going to get better throughout time. Niners are the only team to win the Super Bowl with 3 rookies in their secondary. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. But we're going to see, man. With that being said, bro, it has been an awesome show. Man, I really appreciate you guys coming out. I think we had a lot of people at one time watching the show, bro. It was really good. I felt really good because yesterday we didn't have that much of a turnout, right? And we started at the same exact time, but today we had a huge turnout. I really appreciate you guys, man. The support, it overwhelms me with joy, bro. And I hope everybody stays safe out there. Everybody, wear your mask, wash your hands, do all of the essential things so we can get through this. And things are going to get better. Like I said, man, don't miss out on your chance to get this bad boy. Subscribing is only pressing a button, bro. Subscribing and commenting is only pressing buttons. It's not that hard, bro. If everybody who's watching this right now is subscribed already, great. But I highly doubt it, right? It's not that hard. You press a button, literally, bro. It's like, boom. That's all you got to do. Subscribe. You get a chance to win it. And I'm working on the Kendrick jersey as we speak, right? So, man, love you guys. Thanks for the support. And I will probably be back with NJ Niner, my boy Tony from Nothing But Niners. He has a hectic schedule. Tony works 16-hour days. He's a full-time dad, and his son is younger. So, and he has a daughter also, and you know what I mean? So, but I really want my guy Tony to come on. I'm going to figure that out for you guys. And I will see you guys later. All right, man. Peace out. Much love and respect. And you guys be safe and go Niners. Niners all day in this thing. You feel me?